Good evening, I'm meteorologist Victoria Cavaliere. Thanks so much for joining us for this discussion of our potential for winter weather tomorrow. I'm going to be breaking down the forecast, giving you a look at snowfall totals, and also taking some of your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment them on our Facebook stream. I'll be getting to as many of those as I can. Let's start off with what we've seen so far today. This is a live look over West Knoxville. We've got mostly cloudy skies starting to build into the area, and it was pretty mild today. Afternoon highs maxed out in the low 50s in the valley. We're coming in right now at 43 degrees in Knoxville, 44 in Maryville, sitting at 44 in Crossville, and 47 in Wartburg. Looking at Storm Tracker 6 radar, it is nice and quiet. We've had a pretty dry air mass in place today, and I want to emphasize no snow is expected tonight or early tomorrow morning. You are not going to wake up tomorrow morning and see snow unless you wake up in the middle portion of the morning hours. I don't think we're going to start to see snow showers move in over the plateau at the earliest 9 a.m. tomorrow. Looking at the bigger picture, we are going to see a low pressure system kind of move to our south and east tomorrow. And that puts us in a pretty good position to see some snow showers and some light to moderate snowfall for your Thursday. Now, the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued several winter weather alerts ahead of this system. These don't go into effect until lunchtime tomorrow, and then most of them extend through early Friday morning. We've got two types of alerts here. We've got the purple indicating our winter weather advisory. We also have some counties shaded in pink. That's where we have the winter storm warning. Now, that winter storm warning is more significant. Those locations under the winter storm warning have a better opportunity to see light to moderate snowfall, whereas those under the winter weather advisory are more likely going to see some light snowfall accumulation as a result of this system. We are going to be weather aware tonight all the way through Thursday and even into early Friday morning, because Friday morning temperature readings are going to be exceptionally cold, and we may still be dealing with some icy spots on the roads as you start your Friday. We are seeing high confidence in that potential for a rain-snow mix tomorrow, but it's going to be a very, very brief period of rain, if a period of rain at all tomorrow. Snow accumulations expected with some travel concerns. Strong winds not going to be a big issue unless you live over the higher peaks of the Smokies. The National Weather Service has not gone ahead and issued any wind advisories, and overall I'm not too concerned about the winds for your day on Thursday. In terms of when I'm expecting some of this snow to arrive, we're looking at this arriving between 9 and 11 a.m. over the plateau, arriving in the valley between 11 and 1, and then closer towards the Tri-Cities, parts of the Smokies. You guys likely see some of your first flakes between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. We've got pretty decent confidence in this timing, but I do want to make a little note. Tomorrow, if you're looking at some of your radar apps, it may appear that it's snowing according to the radar, but if you look outside your window early in the event, you may actually not be seeing snowfall at that moment. And that's because we were so dry today, it's going to take some time for the atmosphere to saturate. Essentially, what's got to happen is we have to see this whole column of air from the top all the way down to the ground become saturated in order for that precipitation to reach the surface. So early on in this event, it may appear on radar that we're seeing some snow, but it may take a little bit for us to actually get there. Once the snow starts, temperature readings are going to stay very chilly tomorrow. Tonight, though, we're dropping down into the 20s, 29 in Knoxville, 27 in Kingston, coming in tonight at 30 in Tellico Plains. Let's take a minute and see if we can check in on our Facebook here to see if we have any questions from people regarding this forecast. Again, you can join us on our WATE 6 on Your Side Facebook page to kind of ask your questions or, get any of those concerns answered as well. So right now, I see a lot of people just kind of tagging their friends in the chat. Thank you guys for doing that. Also, a lot of people talking about what schools are closed. Remember, we do have those scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And if you don't catch your school closing, you can also head over to our website at WATE.com. We've got them all listed there as well. Jeff is asking about temperature readings going down into the single digits. So that's going to be a concern, Jeff, Friday morning. I'll get there in a moment because that is going to be a big issue early Friday. Now, essentially, Knoxville, we're looking at temperature readings probably in the low to mid-teens Friday morning. And then as we get closer towards the plateau, that's when we could see some of those single-digit temperature readings for places like Crossville, Jamestown. Because the cold air is going to be moving in so fast, we may have a concern of icy spots Thursday night into Friday morning, and that is really going to be something we have to monitor. Let's go over the timeline forecast. This is going to break down for you hour by hour kind of what we're expecting to see tomorrow. Remember, this is just one model, so there could be some timing differences, but overall models have been doing pretty decently with the timing for this system. Lots of clouds pushing in overnight tonight. Many areas actually hit their high for Thursday tonight at midnight. Yes, your warmest temperature tonight at midnight, because tomorrow's going to be a chilly one. Remember, early tomorrow morning, there is no snow around. Thursday, 7 a.m., we've got some clouds around. We're sitting in the 20s, but we are nice and dry. As we get closer to 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're starting to see maybe a little bit of moisture approach the plateau. This is actually our newest model run, and it slowed things down a hair. That's why I had that 9 to 11 a.m. time frame for parts of the plateau. By lunchtime, we should begin to see some snow showers and snow flurries making their way into the valley. The pink color is where we have a wintry mix possible. What exactly does a wintry mix mean? It means that we're not yet seeing snow, but we're probably seeing some form of freezing rain and/or sleet. That is expected especially in the southern valley, where there may be a little bit of what we call a warm nose, some warmer temperature readings, and that could cut some of their snowfall totals down. So again, southern valley, you may first experience some freezing rain and sleet, which could keep your snowfall totals lower. Looking ahead to 2 p.m., now we've got snow showers for many locations. Darker purple indicates the potential for some heavier bands of snow to set up. Now, depending on where these bands of snow set up, that's going to play an impact on which areas see more snow. I think there could be some big differences just within a county as to snowfall amounts because of some of this banding of snow that we're going to be watching. Closer to 4 p.m., we still have some scattered snow showers around. Notice how parts of the southern valley are actually beginning to dry out, and the intensity of the snow should begin to come down at around 4 p.m., closer towards the evening commute. 8 p.m. tomorrow night, we still have some lingering snow showers over the higher peaks, and then we'll see a drier trend overnight. Look at Friday morning, though. It is very cold. This model has us down to 4 degrees in Jamestown and Oneida. We're talking low to mid-teens in the valley. So any snow that fell past about 4 p.m. or so could result in icy spots on the roads Thursday night into early Friday morning, which is another reason we're going to hold on to that weather aware status through early Friday. Here's a look at our snowfall estimates. 1 to 3 inches, everyone shaded in blue. That includes Knoxville, Maryville, Kingston, parts of the northern valley, including La Follette. 1 inch or less for the southern valley, where again, there could be some lower snowfall totals because of that mixing. 2 to 4 inches along parts of the Smokies, also 2 to 4 inches as we get closer to the plateau, southeast Kentucky. I did add in this 2 to 4 inch sector here as well, closer towards the Tri-Cities, because your temperature readings are going to be colder. So I have faith that once we see the rain, the precipitation arrive there, it's probably going to be mainly in the form of snow. Many of you have asked, is this going to all accumulate on the roads? No, not all of it is going to accumulate on the roads. I think the first half of tomorrow, we see this snow mainly on grassy surfaces. Then gradually, we're going to see our pavement temperatures drop, and that means that we could see slushy and icy roads, especially for Thursday evening. This map does a good indicator. Pavement temperatures Thursday 8 a.m. are below freezing for everyone. But remember, there's no snow yet. Thursday 8 a.m. we're still dry, so it's not a big deal that the pavement is that cold. Closer towards lunchtime, we have some cold pavement temperatures over the plateau, so you guys really do need to be aware for the whole event. But the valley has seen the pavement warm up a little bit, which means as that snow initially starts to fall, it's not going to stick on the roads to start. As we get closer to 4 p.m., pavement temperatures are right near the freezing mark, and that's where things could become a little bit dicey for the evening commute tomorrow, even in Knox County, because we likely still have some light snow showers, and now those pavement temperatures are getting cold, so that's got to be something we watch out for. Pavement temperatures are not going to warm up Thursday night into Friday morning. We talked about the cold air mass that's getting ushered in, and it's going to affect our road temperatures as well. Friday, 7:30, pavement temperatures are likely in the teens, so anything that's fallen is going to be icy there on the roads. Let's take a look and see if anybody has any specific questions here about what they may see. Tammy is asking about Sevierville. Hey Tammy, great question. Let's go back to this map. So For Sevierville, you guys are kind of on the cusp of the 1 to 3, 2 to 4. So I would say you're probably closer to about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Remember, some of that does occur first on grassy surfaces, and then we're going to start to see that pile up a little bit on the pavement late in the day. Randall's talking about Kingston, Roane County there. You guys are in the 1 to 3 inch mark. All right. Heather is asking, what time in the afternoon should we be cautious about the roads? Will roads be bad after dark? Heather, I think this is a really good question. So I tried to kind of go over that a little bit with our pavement temperatures. So let's review it again. If you're in the valley, you're going to start to see snow between 12 and 2. That snow's falling. It starts off light, gradually maybe gets a little bit heavier. Roads are still warm. So I'd say up until about 2 p.m., the roads are probably still okay. Between 2 and 4 is when I think things start to get a little bit dicey, especially if we see some bands of snow. The heavier that snow falls, it's going to cause our pavement temperatures to drop fast. So I do think tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and especially overnight into Friday morning, you need to be cautious on the roads because any of that snow that falls kind of in our last little bit of this system is probably going to cause some slushy and icy roads, especially given the fact that Friday morning it is going to be so cold. Single digits for the plateau, low to mid-teens for the valley. So I hope that that kind of answers your question there a little bit. Melissa is asking about Morristown. Hey Melissa, I have you guys in the 1 to 3 inch range there as well. You guys are part of what I'm considering the valley locations there, so that's what I'm looking at. Kimberly was asking about ice. Kimberly, in terms of the ice potential, remember there is the chance for icy roads, mainly Thursday evening, Thursday night, Friday morning. Could be some icy spots though as early as Thursday afternoon, especially over the plateau since your road temperatures are already going to be so low. Oak Ridge, we've got a question about that. Jamie, Oak Ridge, 1 to 3 inches. Anderson County is kind of shaded in that. I do think that there could be pockets of higher totals, but there will also be pockets of lower totals because of where those snow bands set up. Now, if we see an elongated period of a wintry mix, where we're really especially watching that for the Southern Valley, but if we see that last a little bit longer, that's going to cut your totals. Anything that falls as sleet and freezing rain obviously cuts the amount of time that you see snow, so your snowfall totals could be a little bit less there. Now, most of the day tomorrow, temp readings are going to be hovering near the freezing mark for the valley. We're going with a high of 37, but that is likely hit tonight at midnight. Good chunk of your day tomorrow, upper 20s, low 30s. It is cold. We've got snow showers, could be a little bit blustery at times there as well. So certainly something we're going to want to watch out for. Let's see if we've got any other questions there. I'm leaving up this map here, so hopefully you can get an idea of which locations you're in and what kind of snow totals you may be seeing. Again, I want to emphasize through Friday morning, we are going to be weather aware. That's something we're going to keep our eyes out for is the cold temperatures plus that potential for some icy spots. I also thought quickly it'd be a good idea to maybe go over the types of winter precipitation, and this does a good job, in my opinion, of explaining what I mean by this column of air. You may have heard me mention that we have to wait for the atmosphere to get saturated tomorrow. We were very dry today. We had no rain on the radar. Overall, the humidity was pretty low. So because of that, we're setting up tomorrow with a drier air mass in place. Now, if you look at these columns, essentially what has to happen, snow starts to fall from the top of the cloud and it gradually makes its way down to the surface. In order for it to reach the surface, it has to be saturated. This column of air has to be completely saturated before we see that precipitation at the ground. That's going to take a little time because we've got to overcome our dry air mass from today. It is going to happen tomorrow. We will see some snow showers all across the area, but because it could take some time, you may open your weather app and it may say, wow, it's snowing in Knoxville. You may look out your window and it's not actually snowing. That's because the radar beam picks up on things at a higher elevation. The radar beam shoots out at an angle, so it may be reaching higher up in the cloud where there is snow, but the snow hasn't yet made it to the surface yet. Precipitation that evaporates before it reaches the surface is what we call virga, and we could have a period of that tomorrow. Now, in terms of our types of winter precip, we've obviously got rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. I think rain and snow most people know. Freezing rain and sleet is where it gets a little confusing sometimes. So once we see precipitation, it's high up in the sky, it's in a cold sector of air. In the case of freezing rain, it then falls through a large chunk of warmer air. That's your pink square. And as that happens, it melts. But because there's a pocket of cold air at the surface, that rain can refreeze upon contact with the surface, causing freezing rain. In the case of sleet or ice pellets, we have a shallower area of warm air. So there is some melting, but then the precip has some more time to kind of freeze up, not to get cold enough to make snow, but cold enough to make those ice pellets, which would be sleet. My concern for freezing rain and sleet is pretty minimal. I think generally it's really confined to the Southern Valley areas. You guys have the better chance to see some of that tomorrow, which again is why it could cut down on your snowfall totals. There may be a brief period of a wintry mix with freezing rain and sleet even in the valley, but I don't really see that lasting long. I do think we'll really start to just see snow showers and snow flurries moving in tomorrow. There is another look at our snow totals. Let's see if we have any more questions. Tina is asking, what time should this start? We're in Pigeon Forge with no power now. Tina, I'm so sorry to hear about your power. I really hope that gets restored fast. In terms of timing, I'll show you this graphic again. I think in Pigeon Forge, you guys probably start to see it somewhere between 12 and 2. That's when this starts, not how long it lasts. Remember, this is arrival times. So between 12 and 2 in Pigeon Forge is likely when you guys are going to see some of those snow showers and snow flurries arrive. John is asking, could this model change? Okay, John, so this is our forecast, and of course it could change a little bit. We've tweaked it over the past couple days, but overall we've been pretty consistent with it. I don't think there is a huge opportunity for this to change much. The least agreement has been in the valley. Models have not had the best time in the valley because of a couple things. We've got pavement temperatures going against us, at least for the first part. You know, it's going to be a little bit warmer. Plus, we've got some warm air in the valley, which could potentially lower some of our snowfall totals. But overall, I think the snowfall totals are not going to adjust too much. Just remember, some pockets could have more snow based on where those bands of snow set up. So that's kind of what we're watching. Stephanie's asking about Halls. Stephanie, for Halls, we still have you in the 1 to 3 inch range. I think there could be pockets in Knox County that see closer to the 3-inch range, but there's also going to be areas that probably only pick up about an inch. So, you know, it is going to be something we've got to monitor tomorrow. Again, those snow bands where they set up is something we're watching out for. Carol Ann's asking about Spring City. Okay, Carol Ann, so technically you guys are not in our official viewing area, which is why you guys aren't shaded in here. I would say that you are closer to probably the 1 to 2 inch range because you are still considered kind of the Southern Valley a little bit, and I do think some of that warm air could creep into your area. So we'd probably paint you under the 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inch range. You guys may see a little bit of a wintry mix though first, which could cut your snow totals. So another thing we're watching there. All right. Any other questions that I don't think we've really answered here? Lenore City and Loudoun. Okay, so Loudoun County is kind of getting clipped a little bit here by this 1 inch or less, but I think you guys are probably going to lean closer to the 1 to 3 inch mark unless you live in southern Loudoun County. That's going to be something we keep our eyes on. Now, of course, the further south you are, you should probably edge closer towards the lower end of the totals, so probably closer to 1 to 2 inches for those areas. All right. Any other questions here that we've got? Justin's asking about the high temp on Friday. Justin, let me show you the 7-day so that you can see that. It's going to be quite cold Friday. High temperature is probably mid to upper 20s across the area. And remember, we start off in the single digits and teens. So Friday is a cold one. We're going to stay weather aware Friday morning. Still cold Friday night into early Saturday. Temperature readings moderate a little bit for the middle portion of the week. Scattered showers back there on Sunday. So again, we're weather aware tonight all the way through Friday morning. You likely don't wake up to snow tomorrow unless you're waking up at like 9, 10 a.m. over the plateau, but most people who wake up early, not going to see snow to start the day. We see that snow closer to lunchtime, and then it lingers into the early afternoon, evening hours tomorrow. Remember, if you want to look at any of these graphics again, you want to get another look at our snowfall totals, you can always follow my personal social media, Facebook, Twitter, and in addition to that, WATE.com/weather. That web story is updated. I just posted a new video kind of going over all of this. And again, that snowfall map is also there. I'm going to have more details tonight at 11. We'll see you then.